You're trying to fall asleep, but your brain is screening the director's cut of a conversation that hasn't happened yet. The lighting is perfect. Your delivery is flawless. And the other person is finally understanding your point. Or maybe you're on a long drive, and somewhere between exits, you've just accepted an award, and you're giving a surprisingly humble and witty speech to a tearfully impressed audience. Then a truck horn pulls you back, and you realize you've been staring at a service station sign with the focused expression of someone making profound eye contact. If any of that feels a little too specific, good, because there's something that happens inside a certain type of mind that doesn't get talked about accurately. This isn't the everyone daydreams thing. That's not what this is. This is when that inner world starts to feel less like a fun distraction and more like a blueprint you can walk through. It's an architecture of the mind, intricate and fully rendered. What if those intricate scenarios aren't a sign of a wandering mind, but proof of a rare and powerful one at work? What if this isn't a flaw to be fixed, but an adaptation, a cognitive toolkit that reveals something profound about your hidden intelligence? Have you ever mentally rehearsed a difficult conversation so many times that when it happens, you feel strangely prepared for every possible response? This isn't just you being anxious. Your brain is acting like a powerful weather service, constantly running forecasts for your social life. Neuroscientists call this predictive processing. The theory suggests our brains aren't just passively waiting for life to happen. Instead, your brain is a prediction machine, constantly asking, what if, and then building a model of reality to simulate the answer. For you, this system is running in overdrive. When you imagine those scenarios, you're engaging this advanced system. You're not just fantasizing, you're building a mental flight simulator for your social and emotional life. You're testing hypotheses, preparing for uncertainty, and reducing the error rate for future events. This is the same cognitive tool that high performers use. Athletes visualizing a win, pilots practicing in simulators. You're doing, for a tough conversation, what a pilot does for a turbulent landing. So the next time you catch yourself rehearsing the future, recognize it for what it is. Not a distraction, but strategic mental preparation designed to give you an edge. Think about the last time you were deep in one of these scenarios. You didn't just think about the argument, you felt the flush of anger. You didn't just imagine the success, you felt the surge of triumph. For you, these worlds are emotionally alive. This points to an unusually high capacity for emotional processing. Research shows that imagined events can trigger the same physiological responses. Your brain doesn't always draw a thick, clean line between a real memory and a vividly imagined one. To your emotional centers, it's like the difference between tasting a meal and imagining it in perfect detail. The same taste buds in your brain light up. While that might sound overwhelming, it serves a profound purpose. You've built what some psychologists call an emotional sandbox. It's a safe, internal space where you can spar with difficult feelings without getting a real-world black eye. You can practice grief, rehearse setting a boundary, or allow yourself to feel joy. This isn't you being overly dramatic. It's a sophisticated form of emotional learning and resilience building. Do you find a strange sense of comfort in mentally mapping out a chaotic situation? Life is messy and unpredictable, like navigating a crowded room in the dark. For a mind that seeks understanding, that can be deeply unsettling. Creating these scenarios is like putting on a pair of mental night vision goggles, allowing you to see the paths between people and obstacles before you ever take a step. It's an attempt to find certainty in a world defined by its absence. This is a psychological tool to regain a sense of agency. In your mind, you are the writer and the director. You can pause a fake conversation. You can rewind it. You can make the other person finally understand in a way the actual human in your life never quite did. This isn't about avoiding reality. It's about managing its inherent messiness. By pre-living a situation, you strip it of its power to ambush you. The problem, and there is one eventually, is when you rehearse the conversation so many times you never actually have it. But when it's balanced, your brain isn't just seeking comfort, it's seeking mastery. Before we continue, if this idea of seeking mastery over chaos resonates with you, let us know by hitting the like button. It helps to know we're all navigating this together. This ability to build entire worlds from scratch is at its core an act of creation. It's connected to a brain network called the default mode network, the DMN. Think of your brain's attention like a phone. For many, the home screen is the outside world. But for you, the default app that opens when you're idle is a powerful world builder. This network is the hub of your internal world, responsible for self-reflection, memory, and future thinking, the very ingredients of a creative daydream. For some people, this network becomes the preferred setting. Your brain is like a chef who starts to prefer the ingredients from their own private garden over whatever the outside world has to offer. This is linked to what's called positive, constructive daydreaming, which fuels creativity and problem solving. This isn't about being creative in the traditional sense of painting or writing. It's more about a mind that's comfortable exploring possibilities without the constraints of reality, connecting distant ideas into novel solutions. Your tendency to build castles in the sky isn't a sign you're out of touch. It's a sign you're an architect of new worlds. Have you ever replayed a past event? Not to torture yourself, but to understand it? This is the final and perhaps most profound trait, a deep need for your life's narrative to make sense. You take messy, confusing moments and bring them into a mental workshop. Here, you're not just staring at what happened. You're like a detective, re-examining cold case files, looking for the motive, the meaning, the missing piece that makes it all click. This process is a form of narrative therapy you perform on yourself. If someone wronged you, and you never got an apology, you might imagine a scenario where they finally get it. This isn't about delusion. It's about your brain's need to resolve the story, to fix the plot hole between what happened and what feels right. This internal work promotes incredible self-awareness because it forces you to clarify your own values. Resurfacing from these moments can carry a weird emotional aftertaste, the quiet shame of knowing time has passed in the real world. But the need itself is pure. It's the mark of a mind that uses its own inner world to bring a sense of order and purpose to the outer one. So if you've listened to this and felt a particular kind of quiet recognition, not the, oh, that's interesting kind, but the kind where you had to remind yourself to breathe, I wanted to remind you that nothing about you needs to be fixed. The people who develop this pattern most intensely are often people who, at some point, needed an exit door the real world wasn't providing. This was the most creative, least destructive way your nervous system found to cope. The daydream wasn't the problem. It was the solution. The fact that you can build entire worlds inside your own mind with emotional nuance and narrative coherence is an impressive capability, a genuinely remarkable one. The tragedy isn't that you imagine so deeply. It's that, somewhere along the way, you might have decided that depth was only safe when it was invisible. You adapted quietly and privately in a way nobody ever saw or gave you credit for. This inner world is not a bug. It's a feature, a testament to your mind's resilience. The real question is just whether that adaptation is still serving you now. If you know someone else with a rich, complex inner world, consider sharing this video with them. It might just be the validation they didn't know they needed. What's the most powerful idea or solution you've ever found? While you were, on the surface, doing absolutely nothing, share your story in the comments. I'd love to hear about the power of your inner world. And if this resonated with you, consider subscribing for more content that explores the psychology of the mind. Thanks for watching.